Yeah, so welcome to our session. So getting the best of both worlds, which means we will talk a little bit about things like running IT on premise compared to running IT in cloud or cloud. Just to introduce ourselves, my name is Andreas Baumgarten. I'm from Germany, from IT service provider called HND. I'm working as a cloud and data center consultant, architect. I'm a cloud and data center MVP at Microsoft and also working as an author and as a trainer. So I work with my friend Sam on 2.5 books. On the third book he dropped out because he ran out of time. And some words for you or on you?
It does. That wasn't a complete truth. I dropped out of the other book because I was doing 2 other books at the same time, and I think I didn't manage to multitask to that level. So my name is Sam Erskine, it's Samuel Erskine. Hang on, let me just breathe. Panic over. I was here last year. I don't know who that handsome guy is, but that's who I'm trying to be. I'm similar to Andreas. I've been in IT for about 20 years now, so don't let the good looks fool you. I'm an author, and I'm also a Microsoft certified trainer. But the most important thing is I'm passionate about sharing knowledge. And this is part 2 of last year, but this time with a co-pilot.
Okay. So, some more details about us. So maybe you can identify yourself, maybe in the job roles you're taking in your daily business. So we both are doing almost the same. So as IT is an ongoing process, you have to learn all the time. So one of our roles is definitely being a student. Sometimes, if you run in trouble, being a scientist, how to solve things, maybe develop completely new things and fancy stuff. And also, we are trying to keep track with all the new trends in IT. Yeah. So another role we are doing is we're working as an IT architect or administrator. I'm not sure about your job roles. We are also working at customers as a consultant. Both are book authors. So you have to build things and figure things out. Yeah, developers, so we both have at least almost no skill in developing like a developer will do, like C#, C++, whatever.
And Shonigon, I do. It's rusty. I learned how to program in C++, but not recently. That was 20 years ago.
Yeah, okay. So on this topic on our slide, we agreed we are both working as a solution developer, because sometimes it turns out that the customer or a client has some requirements you have to solve, and you have to find a solution which needs to be developed. And also, if we get this tiny, fragile system up and running, PowerShell. But I think then we are almost done with the development or software development part. So we are both active in the community, speaking as a speaker or in the forums, blog posts and things like that. And also, Sam mentioned already, we are working as a trainer in workshops, training from Microsoft or things like that. So is there anyone in the room that won't fit in this kind of job roles like we are showing here? Anyone else is doing something completely different? Not IT or whatever? So, so basically the challenge we always have to get this done with our job roles is we need something. So we need some kind of technology, so develop things or even present some solutions to our customers. So this can be on-premise, this can be an infrastructure as a service platform, but also platform as a service or a software as a service platform. So we both don't care. So the requirements we have to the infrastructure is basically should be flexible, available. If it's not a fuse that disturbing the show. Should be mobile. So we are traveling a lot around the world. And it should be scalable, and at least it should be some kind of affordable, because at the end we're talking about money. Are you set?
I've been set from the very beginning. Like I said, I don't panic. I obey just 3 rules.
You want to add something else to this?
Yes, I do, actually. I'm not sure what.
Okay.
But let me explain. All right. So, as Andreas said, flexible and mobile. To me, mobile is literally mobile, which is me. So, all I wanted to be able to do is walk through an airport with a rucksack and have no problems. So I am completely mobile. And how many of you actually, just a quick show of hands, have laptops that are very powerful so you can practice your stuff on? Yeah, you have these guys, yeah? Yeah? Okay. Is it a Dell or IBM? Yeah? None of you do? I had one. The power supply was like a gym, right? Remember that when we get to our demo. Go on, Andreas.
Okay. Yeah, so basically, we know each other for
too long.
6, 7 years, something.
Yeah.
And we figured out that the thing is not working. So we figured out we are not almost the same. So it begins with the color, just to compare. Yeah. The next thing, it turns out we have one of us is really up for gin tonic.
Oh, but don't give it away. All right. So on the first slide, who thinks he's into gin and tonic? Oh, come on. If you guys don't take part, it doesn't work. All right. So just put both hands up, wave them like you don't care, right? I need some energy in the room. It's like straight after lunch, Can I have some energy, please? Thank you very much. Vielen Dank. So who thinks he's the gin and tonic man? Yeah?
Okay.
Cool. You don't know him? All right.
Yeah, because, yes, there are some, they like whiskey a little bit more. So basically we are presenting today the way we are working. So Sam will present something, because he's the GT guy, and I'm the whiskey one. So, yeah, so it is a matter of taste. So there's no right or wrong or better or maybe not that good solution. So Sam figured out that the Intel Loop, we will come to some more details a little later, is the right way to work, and I prefer Microsoft Azure as a cloud platform. And we will not beat each other, because it turned out it works pretty cool together.
It's very simple for me, right? The cloud is just a hotel. Everybody understands, right? Just because you move out of your house and go into a hotel doesn't change anything. But he works for a big company, so he's got a bigger budget, so he can live in a hotel all the time, right? I've focused on a small room, but with the luxury of a hotel. Right, so that's the difference between us now.
Besides the gin tonic and whiskey metal thing. Yeah, so for that reason I would like to show you some technical specs about the Microsoft Azure public cloud solution. And to be honest, there's no one that can better explain how it works and what's behind the scenes than Microsoft itself. So enjoy the show. I hope the speaker will work.
It might do.
Distributed data center infrastructure supporting over 200 online services, including
It's okay with the loudness?
365, Bing, MSN, Windows Live, Hotmail, and Xbox Live. More than 1 billion customers and 20 million businesses in over 70 countries use these services each year. Today, we're going to take you on a brief tour of a Microsoft data center and share how we ensure trustworthy and reliable cloud services while continuously improving performance, scalability, and efficiency. Microsoft operates a global array of data centers and edge compute nodes, all connected through a high-speed network. Our major data centers house tens of thousands of high-performance processing and storage servers in high-density racks. Chillers and air handling equipment ensure precise control over environmental conditions. Uninterruptible power supplies, or UPS systems, and vast banks of batteries help ensure power remains continuous in the event of a short-term disruption. Emergency generators provide backup power for extended outages and for planned maintenance, and can operate the data center with on-site fuel reserves in the event of a natural disaster. A high-speed, robust fiber optic network connects servers within the data center and connects each data center with other major hubs and internet users. Edge compute nodes host workloads closer to the end users to reduce latency and increase overall service resiliency. Microsoft ensures high availability through multiple layers of redundancy, advanced monitoring and incident response, and geo-redundant backup and graceful failover capability, all managed through our geographically distributed Microsoft Operations Centers operating 24/7, 365 days a year. We also deploy one of the largest implementations of Microsoft System Center in the world, and we use our own data repository called Scribe to record power consumption and allow precise cost allocation to our internal business groups. Power Usage Effectiveness, or PUE, is the measure of total data center power consumption divided by IT, or critical power, and highlights how much power is consumed by supporting infrastructure versus the power to operate servers. A typical industry data center has a PUE of approximately 2.0, where the amount of energy consumed for the facilities and supporting infrastructure equals the energy to power the servers. Our latest modular data centers have reduced PUE significantly, typically in the range of 1.15 to 1.25. PUE is a useful metric, though we look holistically at all components of the data center and optimize for performance per watt consumed in total. Our modular approach to data center designs helps us rapidly scale to meet new customer demand. And our innovative use of free air cooling helps improve efficiency and sustainability. Security at our data centers employs outer and inner perimeters with increasing security at each level, utilizing a combination of technology and traditional physical measures. We maintain hundreds of controls across multiple levels of operations. At the data centers, technical security elements include two-factor access control, badge readers, extensive camera monitoring, and integrated alarm systems. Traditional measures can include perimeter fencing, security officers, and locked server racks. Data secured in Microsoft's data centers is classified based on its sensitivity and protected accordingly. In addition to maintaining best-in-class operations processes, we routinely bring in third parties to verify our capabilities, resulting in ISO 27001 and PCI certifications, SAS 70 Type 2 or SSAE 16 attestations, and FISMA certification. Microsoft's award-winning cloud infrastructure powers the cloud services our customers and partners use every day and delivers these services with trust, reliability, performance, and efficiency.
Has everyone ever been in a data center of Microsoft? Okay,
I have. Actually, let me see, let me check this mic. Somebody keeps on messing with my...
Is it you? I'm not touching...
1, 2.
I don't touch you.
Am I live? Cool. Yeah, no, it's... I had the honor of going to... Do you mind setting up the slides?
Sorry?
Do you mind setting up... I'm doing the egg timer. No, back! Thank you. So I went to the data center in Dublin. There was a tour that I did with a lot of the Swiss partners. It was under NDA, so I can't share everything, but what I can confirm is that everything that you saw there was real. But what was more important to me as an IT professional was actually the process. Because we look at Microsoft products and we think, oh, why are there so many gaps? Where is this? But when you go into that place, the security is so tight. what they do about availability, how they separate, like your, how many of you have a OneDrive or Hotmail? Is it Hotmail? Is it Outlook Live? You'll have Outlook Live, all right. So I still have my original Hotmail address. So they separate the free stuff from the paying stuff. So if you were to go into the cloud, that's what they mean by the data separation. Am I ready? All right, so I do have one minor challenge with cloud. It's not mine, and I like to have everything. So we talked about laptops before. Was anybody in my session last year? That's good, fresh meat. So last year when I came over, I did a little demonstration with these devices. So in science, there's this thing called the adjacent possible. And that's when you get to the edge of the limits. So at home, I have a Lenovo laptop with 32 gig of memory, 2 terabytes of SSD, running Hyper-V. But sometimes I go into a meeting when I'm trying to look like this, you know, real slick, and carrying a big beast like that just doesn't work, right? So I wanted to find a way to separate my data center from my laptop. So these are the little devices. They're like, this is a community event, so I don't have to play vendor versus vendor, right? Anybody got an Apple TV? Apple TV?
The Apple TV module thing from...
Yeah, all right. So that's the size of those things, right? And they're actually in front of here, right? So they're tiny. That's it here. So instead of the picture, let's show you this bit first. So I actually have 4 of them. And this is a USB powered switch. Don't think the clicker works. Oh yeah, it does. Ooh, that's cool, man. Nice. All right. So each one of these at the moment, I'll get to the spec, but each one of these has got 16 gig of memory. And one of them has got a 1 terabyte MSATA drive. That's also SSD. And the others have 500 gig each. This is my little TARDIS, because whenever I enter a hotel, there's never enough power sockets, so I solved that problem too. Right? This one has multiple, it's got 6 sockets on it that can take any type, and we almost spontaneously combusted. Does that translate? Combustion? What's Deutsch for combust? Explode? Yeah, my demo, right? I have one connector for that box, but the adapter to convert it to DE is the one that went wrong. So you guys are very lucky. The whole demo was going to go wrong, but these guys helped me out. Thank you very much, right? So everything is plugged into that at the moment, including my laptop. What I also have is I've got, this gives it network to each other, so they're all interconnected, and I'm using Hyper-V to extend the network. So that cluster there gives me 64 gig of memory and 2 terabytes of space, which means that when I do a demo, it's slick, right? That's in my mind, all right. Thank you. Can we go back to the slides? Because now I can pimp it, right? So you guys are good at reading, right? I'll let you read that for 2 seconds. Everybody happy? 1, 2, done, all right. This is all you need to know. That's 2 types, and it's the first type is an Intel i3, but it's all low-powered. 4 screws underneath, 2 slots for your memory, 1 for the MSATA. It comes in with built-in Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, Ethernet, 4 USB ports, mini display connector, and HDMI. So you can even have 2 input channels. The second one is the i5. It's only like about 50 euros more than the i3. For virtualization, all I care about is memory and disk. So for your viewing pleasure, I thought I'll match it. Anybody ready for a demo? Okay, so I can't build Azure, but I'm going to show you how I build my cloud and how it will be easy for you to build your cloud, because we'll be sharing it.
Yes, your phone.
Okay, that's cool. Let's go. Come on. My technical guy should be fired. He's so slow. Sorry, Andreas, is that you? Does this move? Yeah. Gosh. Demo malfunction. Do I have to? It's okay, have no fear, Sam's here. It's okay, I'll just relocate. Can you move your laptop then, please?
No, because...
Well, that cable isn't long enough, you know what I mean? I'm trying to help you out here, buddy. All right, just work with me. See?
See, like this?
Yeah, it's good, man.
Cool.
Now you can move into your hotel while I move into the house, right? Okay, let's go. All we're doing is we're swapping computers, but I want to make sure I hide things. Cool. Whew. We in? Whoa.
There you go.
Whoa. Let's see what's mine.
Let's wait until it's broken.
Yeah. Can you move the? Oh. Let's get my mouse. Cool. All right. Can everybody see that? Okay. Is it all right? Okay. So what I have is those two. The Intel NUCs that you saw, these are all my little VMs running. Okay? They can see each other. So on the first one, I've got a domain controller and Exchange server. I've built a default gateway so I can share the Wi-Fi across all of them. Right? And if this works right, I should be able to connect to 19 machines whilst you guys stare at it. Okay? And that's all running from this table, so that's going across all of those operating systems. Come on, where's my clap? I haven't shown you anything. I wouldn't clap for me either. Cool. Easy. All right, so what I wanted to show you was whenever I build a lab, the hard part is populating AD. Right? And how many of you have seen a demo where everything that's used, the account is the administrator? Yeah? He does it? Okay. So what I have done for the demo, I've got a brand new domain that I've built on this VM, and I've taken precaution. Let me go back to you, so when I go to 3, so you can see that. I've taken a snapshot. So I've been practicing this. I know it works. If it doesn't, it's his fault. Yep. Just remember, if the demo works, it was done by Sam Erskine. If it doesn't, it was done by Andreas Baumgarten. Okay. So the first script that I'm going to run is one that creates my OUs. So I do a little bit of programming, but minimal programming based on solutions that I need and you need. So this first one is just going to build several layers of the domain ready for me to be able to do demos with any product. I click the green button, which means go. There's no orange. Oh, look, it's done already. Okay. So what do we get for this? Right. So this, I've set up some 10 business units. The other bit I've done is for my service accounts, because I'm a system center guy. I've actually created an OU structure for all of that. It also creates all the groups that I'm going to need. And also for my users, I've prepared their departments. So the second script that I'm going to run, it's all scripting, but it's, you know, I got told that you guys were really smart, so I don't know. Are you smart people?
Of course.
There you go, you see? I told you, Andreas, I didn't believe you. You said they weren't smart. I said they were very smart. Okay. So the next one, what's important for me is that thing that I mentioned. I don't want to have just administrators on everything, because when we go to customers as consultants, we want to demonstrate that we understand their business environment. So by running that, if I go back to this, operations manager is one that requires a lot of accounts. So that creates it for me. I work with service manager, so that's similar. So this is all set up. And how long has this been going? I think still shorter than your video, right? Yeah, a little bit. All right. I'm trying to beat his record. There's no sound. You're going to have to pretend you can hear my music coming out. So the final script that I do run, don't panic, Sam, it's still here. It's just a second tab. It's my favorite one because I got tired of creating accounts called Mickey Mouse, Goofy, Tweety Pie. I thought Putty Cat. I just ran out of those ones as well. You will notice that I do a little bit of talking and I get a bit nervous. It's because I'm trying to build in a timer whilst the script runs. It should take about 1 minute and 20 seconds. Daniel saw this at SCU in Basel, so he knows that it's all green, all green. Thank you. So what does this give me? My finance department was empty. So let me do this. So, I'm learning how to use AD again. I'm in love with AD. The good thing is I also create AD groups so that it's ready. So if I go into the human resources one, you can see that I have users in here. I was busy generalizing the script. So what I'm going to do is I post solutions into the TechNet gallery. So at the end of this session, we will upload all of this and make this available. So it's just to show that this is fairly straightforward once you get in here. And afterwards, like I said, I use Hyper-V. I've got all my machines running and ready. So I've got my System Center one. So like I've got config. All that flexibility in this little bit. And it all came through the airport. So how am I doing for time, Andreas?
Not that good.
Not that good? I'm nearly done. It all fits into this bag. And it all goes into my laptop bag. So that's the end of my demo. What I'll do is I'll be around. If you can find me, you can hire me. But was that demo okay for you? We wanted to keep it nice and light, but relevant. So do any of you think that script will be useful? Yeah? All right. Come and see me later with a big envelope.
So there's one question I have for you.
Sure.
If you're traveling with all the cable things and boxes things, how often you are getting in trouble with the guys from the security? Because in Germany, to be honest, you don't have to pull this all this out at the airport, because in Germany they only ask for laptop.
Yeah. So I don't get into trouble at all, because I think at the moment, this year alone, I've been on planes for about 14 times. And last year, about at least 10 times. So I've had plenty of practice. So it's very modular. Everything is in its bag. And I take this one out. But I got into trouble in Birmingham because I didn't take the cluster out. Normally, they're all in their own. So,
Okay.
Does that answer that?
Yep.
You good?
I'm good. Yeah, so if we're talking about, we have seen some things Sam is running on the tiny small loops. So what is Azure offering to you? So I tried to get all the services on this slide, but I thought for that reason are the dots at the end. There's a couple of more things to do with Microsoft Azure, or you can use it by Microsoft Azure. So the good part is, if you're traveling a lot, it's worldwide available. I need just a laptop. I need an internet connection, and then I'm afraid. No, I'm done with it. So basically, the important part is you need to have an internet connection to get to your Azure subscription. So let's talk about some money. Who's responsible for money in? Who's responsible for the money in your company? Is anyone financial people? Okay, so we have to talk about some money. So basically, these prices are from Amazon. It's one nuke is about 750 euro. Depends a little bit on where you buy the memory.
He lies. That's the maximum.
Yeah. You don't want to go with the minimum. Come on. Okay. So that's the huge one. i5, 16 gigabyte and a nice and very fast mSATA SSD. Yeah. So in Azure, it's a little bit different. So in Azure, we are going for the browser. Then the mouse should work. And you can check the prices at the Microsoft Azure webpage. And it depends a little bit on what kind of computer, if we are talking about infrastructure as a service, what kind of computer you want to use. So the general purpose compute, which is basically really good enough, at least for us, for demo purposes or testing things, or maybe you want to start with the latest whatever builds or technical previews of the Microsoft Server 2016 or something like this. So basically all our servers we are showing in the next session, together with my colleague Frank Solinski, are A3s, so 7 gigabyte of RAM, 100 gigabyte, 120 gigabyte of hard disk, 4 cores, which is about 26 cents per hour of use. So basically, if you maybe need something fancy, yeah, you can go for this optimized for compute things. And I know someone who's using the D14, which is 1.78 euro per hour, but you have to pay only if it's running. So if you shut down the server or this machine, you don't, or you have to pay for the storage, which is really a small amount, but it's not consuming, or it's not cost 1.78 or let's say 1.8 euro per hour. If it's shut down, there's almost zero. Yeah, and he's using this just for doing some math and using some coding stuff. And compared to this kind of machine, if you try to build this in hardware, it's more expensive. At least you have to invest more at one time. And if he's running this, it's maybe 3 or 4 hours per month. Yeah, and so this is still a valid calculation, I think. So let's switch back. So the links are included in the link is included in the slide deck as well, which will be available. So let's talk about some advantages, because to be honest, we are good friends for 6-7 years now. So there's no time or no reason for doing a battle. I think both solutions we are presenting here are valid, are good, proved, working, whatever. So let's talk about all the advantages you can get out of it.
Cool.
But we only have 6 minutes left. Just for
It's fine. I need 20 seconds. I'm good. All right. So the Nuke starts at about 200 euros anyway. It's just the memory that you can go with from 4, 8, 16. I've seen a lot of demo nightmares with internet access. Personally, that's why I prefer this solution. So one of the advantages I have is the layout which I work at. I don't need the internet because everything I need to demonstrate doesn't rely on that. It's flexible. It's easy to install. I have full control, right? Which means I can do whatever I want. It's mobile. It's low powered. I took a server home once when I used to be a data center guy. I didn't realize how noisy they were until it was inside the house. As you can hear or not hear, 4 of them are running, and you can stand close and you wouldn't hear anything. So it's very low powered. That's my home setup. So I have 2 more of these. They have 2 older brothers at home that have a slightly bigger parts to them, so you can put a normal laptop power supply in. So it's, my advantage is, or your advantage when you go for this is your cloud, your rules.
Okay. So yeah, advantage of Microsoft Azure. You have, let's say, virtually unlimited resources. So the only limit might be your budget, the credit card or whatever, or you raise the hand, you're the financial responsible person. So beside of this financial part, you're really unlimited in resources. You can create as much virtual machines as you want. Available worldwide.
Geo-redundancy.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Geo-Redundanz in Deutsch.
Yeah. bitte sprechen Deutsch. It's okay.
No
you can switch into that, I understand.
There's another really advantage of this. If you go for the infrastructure as a service server and you roll out a virtual machine with, let's say, Server 2012 R2 version, or a SQL server, or an Oracle server, the licenses are included in this price per use. So you don't have to buy any additional licenses. The next part is pay as you go, as you use. If you don't use a virtual machine, so you created this virtual machine, but you don't start it, you won't be charged for this. So it's for free, beside the storage, because you still allocate some storage. And also what I like is the platform as a service and software as a service offers things like ready-to-go things. So there was really a cool session from our friend Lee Berg at SCU in Basel. He's an IoT guy or a developer guy. So Internet of Things, Raspberry Pi, he wants to measure temperature, humidity, loudness, and then the end was he wants to run some reports on that. So he has to develop communication from Raspberry Pi to the Azure Event Hub. So the Azure Event Hub gets the data. He's using the stream analytics, put this in a SQL database, and is running Power BI on this. So you don't have to build all the infrastructure, you just have to connect different kinds of services of Azure instead of wasting your time to get this done with developing the basics. Let's take it like this. So there are a lot of good parts and good things in Microsoft Azure, I think. As a scientist, I think it was a great session, yeah, with loudness and measurement and humidity and things like that. And it's, yeah, he just used the, he has to blow on the sensor for humidity. First we thought he's smoking, but anyway. So I think there are a lot of good opportunities to use these services.
Yeah, I mean, what Andreas didn't mention, and Daniel was laughing at me, is I was Lee's co-pilot in that, and we had, yeah, we had more crazy equipment. So it was the data center, the Raspberry Pi, that was clapping. I was even counting in Deutsch. It's like eins, zwei. Yeah, then I got lost. But that's going to be on channel 9, so you'll be able to watch that session as well once it comes up.
Yeah, so basically, this is just the summary of both. And then it turns out, yeah, so we have an on-premise solution, but we have also a public cloud solution. Yeah, get best of both worlds, because you can do it. So on the left side, you see the Hyper-V manager. So it's really easy going to connect the Hyper-V infrastructure on the nukes to the internet. And if it's connected to the internet, then it's possible to use a VPN connection to your Azure subscription. Sure, if you use it, you will be charged, but it's not that much because it's just the transfer you have to pay. And you can connect your on-premise environment with your Azure environment. You have your static, nice on-premise devices, but also you can just increase space or increase the power or use unlimited resources in your Azure subscription.
Cool. Can I Usain Bolt it now?
Sure.
Yeah. Anybody know Usain Bolt? All right, yeah, you do? All right, let me get you there really, really fast. Done. Fin. Right? Okay. This is going to come to you. Just a quick summary from my side is, why do I have this? Right? It's because the technology is moving so fast, and you need to be able to practice the traditional on-prem at home. So that's what I'm building, just a private test lab that have the flexibility to learn the products. All the software is free as well, for 6 months at least, so you can use all the eval versions, and the scripts are there to allow you to repeat. So here's the end of Usain Bolt, right? So this is your time. If you have any questions, ask him. If they're difficult, if they're simple, ask me.
So, any